Okay, welcome to another video from Billy Goat Wargaming. I'm Sean. This one, as the title says, is a look at Peter Pig's French colonial troops, or the Senegalese tirailleurs. They're pack 280 from range 16. So these are in the First World War range from Peter Pig, and represent, as I mentioned, the colonial troops that fought for France during the First World War. I think they actually began fighting with the French in the Franco-Prussian Wars. They were part of the colonial troops from Senegal in Africa, obviously, that the French controlled, and were made up of quite a few slaves and other people pressed into service. But my interest in them is their role in the First World War, and they fought very well, apparently, at First Ypres and Dixmude in 1914, and then subsequently at Verdun. So this is the only pack available, and it is pack 280, as I've said. And we've got we've got 8 figures and 3 separate sculpts. So that's the 3 separate figures there. So we've got all in an advancing sort of pose, and it's the angle of the rifle that differs on each sculpt. So hopefully you can see what we're talking about there. So I think it's a sort of a turban, or certainly a skull hat or skull wrapping, I suppose, that you can see there on the head, and a greatcoat, or certainly a long coat, if not a greatcoat. I don't think there's a kepi under there. Beautiful sculpting again. These are getting painted up to go with my 1914 French army, which, if I just lift this up, you can see here, that's all the infantry. And then there we have artillery, half bases, casualties, and a solitary unit of French dragoons. I really ought to get another one of those, and in fact get some dismounted. But I bought these because, well, one, because I've wanted a unit or two of them for my 1914 French for a while, but also because there's the annual square bashing day at the end of June, and this year we're back to 1914. Oh, lovely, aren't they? And I'm going with my 1914 French. So I bought 6 packs of these, and anybody who plays square bashing will know 6 8 makes 48, which means that's enough for 4 battalions or regiments of French colonial troops. It's always useful to have some differentiation when it's basically a sea of blue. So these could represent either raw or veteran troops, it matters not. Almost escaped, there we go. And they'll just add a bit of variety. Now, I think early war they did wear the long coat, or the overcoat that they're wearing, was blue, similar to the regular French troops, and then around about 1915 it changed to a khaki colour. Now, I'm tempted to paint them in khaki anyway, just to differentiate them from the blue of the regular French troops. Hopefully nobody will shoot me down for doing that. The skull cap or fez or turban, whatever that is that they're wearing, is red. So with a khaki coloured long coat and a little bit of equipment there that you can see, and the skull cap in red, they should look quite nice. So what I intend to do is get these based up tonight. I may get to undercoat them and then paint them up tomorrow, and I'll have 4 more units to go with my French. I was just wondering actually how many French units I've got. It's quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, excuse me. It's probably about 12, I reckon. So with another 4 units of these Colonial troops, I'll be up to 16, which is absolutely more than enough for a good game, good sized game of square bashing. Along with the French quick firing 75mm gun. Now, when I painted these some years ago, and for some reason I only put 2 crew figures on. I wish I'd put the full crew on, and I don't know what I've done with the extra figures. It may have been I sort of used 1 pack to service 4 guns rather than 1 pack to service 2 guns. But I wished I'd not done that, so that was a shame. So I've got plenty of them. I think 8, which is probably the maximum you can have. Then there's the machine guns. Now the basing's a little bit different there. Why is that? Yeah, so that's all right. We'll leave that as it is. So I've got 6 machine guns, which are great in defence, but not so good on the attack. And again, there should have been a 3rd figure on these, but for some reason I was trying to be economical. And just use them. But here's the Dragoons. Again, these were painted up a long time ago. Haven't been used an awful lot, probably only for 4 or 5 games at the most, I would suggest. So these are the French Dragoons. I could do with another unit of those. I think I've got the figures, and certainly with some dismounteds to go with them. So this, I did show you this. Just that was that's the French High Command base. I really need something else on there, I think, just to glamour it up a little bit, whether it's a table or a car or something. I need something on there, maybe a flag, I don't know. But then the regular troops are all like this. I need to paint the edge of the bases as well, really. They've got the lighter blue cap. There is some French zouaves in a fairly standard uniform. Then we've got the typical French there in the red trousers, which was nuts. As we know, the French army in August 1914 was absolutely smashed. I've got some French here in blue trousers. I'm not quite sure why I've done that or how historically accurate that is. I don't know, but there you go, that's what it was. So there you go, it's just a quick look at these French colonial troops. So Senegalese tirailleurs or tirailleurs. My French isn't great. And I'll get back to you when they're painted.